So I'll be recording this session. So I have shared the Google Classroom link. So request to all to join the Google Classroom. In this account you will find all your notes, all your codes, all your assignments, and based on these three topics you'll get interviewed, mock interview. So in your batch I want to confirm that in your weekend batch any mock interview happened yet or not?
Not yet. I think so.
Not yet. So okay, so I'll ask Sumit to shortlist some of you guys to interview based on assignment he has created. Okay, I'll be sharing the
Okay.
screen. So today we are going to start the collection. So collection is one of the most important topic, as I already said many times, in Java. That's why we are starting this, and after that we'll start the Selenium. So if you guys haven't have missed the Java core Java sessions, then videos are available, you can watch them, and everybody must have links for videos. See, these are videos for your batch already uploaded. So your id will be putted over here if have not done. So you guys can access these recordings, right? So once you'll go through this all videos, then it will help you to add time of the Selenium, right? So today we are going to start the collection topic. Okay, so I want to confirm that the collection is a most important. I already said many times, so don't miss that topic, right? And many people are requesting to give some brief about other topics. So these are some videos, helping videos already, so you guys can go through with that. Whatever Java I have covered or Sumit has covered in these sessions, that is sufficient for you guys, right? You need not to explore for Selenium, right? But uh, uh, depend on different project requirements, so you need to explore day by day, right? Don't stop here. So whatever we are delivering, that is sufficient for your course, your project, your POCs, and based on knowledge to 1 to 2 years experience, 3 years experience in Selenium WebDriver. But uh, if you want to more explanation, then we already sharing many blogs to read on, and I hope that you guys have gone through with that. If not, then please go through with that. Okay. Okay, so I want to ask some of you guys, anybody knows some idea about collection, you want to say something, then we'll start, it will be good. Then anybody wants to some brief about collection?
Hello, hi.
Yes.
Collection is a group of homogeneous, heterogeneous, unique duplicate element without any size limitation. And one of the biggest advantage of a collection is that we can put a randomly variable, because array there is a limitation. We can put, if we assign an array, there is a limitation. We can, if we assign the integer, we need to specify only integer. If we assign the float, we need to assign the float. But it is not in collection. Like, it is a group of homogeneous, heterogeneous, unique duplicate values without any size limitation.
Okay, means you want to say that we cannot have we cannot restrict collections.
I'm not. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, from my point of view, collection is a framework which will help you to organize your data, like using key value pairs or like any data which we are going to store and organizing the data.
Yes, you said that collection is a framework. Bipin said that collection is a
Yeah,
homogeneous.
Vandan. Collection is a framework provide a architecture to store and manage a group of object.
Okay. Anyone else wants to try some new?
Yes, sir. Collection basically provides the framework actually, provides to the group of objects, and basically we perform the operations on the group of object like searching, sorting, and we are having, I think, ready-made classes for that.
Then these things can be done with the arrays also. Why collection then? Like you guys said that it stores objects we can store in arrays as well, right? Can we store objects in arrays?
Yeah,
Yes, sir. Yes.
but
Yes, sir.
arrays store a arrays store a single data type of values like string and
Okay,
integer.
okay, I got it.
Hmm.
So, from today onwards, the theory is going to be changed about collection. If somebody asks you what is collection, don't go for definition, I say, because even I don't remember definitions. Because if I will search what is collection in Google, first page you will find multiple definitions, different definitions. How many you will remember? Collection is simply data structure, right? uh, Data structure, we had a subject in our college days in BTech or MCA, BCA, whatever you have done, GNIT, right? So in our college days we have studied a subject called data structure, where what we study is that array list, no, array list was not there. Linked list, yeah, linked list was there, right? Doubly linked list, doubly linked list was a circular linked list, stack, queue. But to implement all these, we have to implement manually, we have to write logics at memory level, right, in C programming language. But Java has a library which don't need to write these logics. Java provide these libraries. You can use these libraries as a data structure, right? Classes available, methods available, right? If I talk about searching and sorting, these are some features of any programming language. These things are not present with the array, but the methods for searching, sorting are present in the collections, right? So if I talk about collection, so collection, if somebody asks what is collection, so collection is a framework. Collection is a interface also, right? Collections is there. So there are two keywords, collection and collections. What is collection, what is collections? Collections is a class which have sort method, search method. These methods are available. So we are going to see in these 2-3 sessions very deep, and I will request to all, you need to focus uh, more than enough in this session, in these upcoming 2 or 3 sessions, because I will say that anybody, if here you will lose here, if you lose here, if you let it be, if you approach like this, then you are going to face a problem in Selenium, because you will see that we will keep using the array list over there, right? We will keep using the list object, list interface over there. So in that case, if you'll not focus here, then surely it will be a problem, right? That's why I have spent these 10 to 15 minutes, which I usually don't do this, but spend to let you know that you need to be more focused than previous, right? So I will not going to be too much theoretical definitions of the collection. Just I said that collection is a data structure, and here in the Java, Java provide the collection libraries to use those data structure concept by pre-existing classes, right? Pre-existing methods over these classes, right? So this is about collection, but we will talk about when to use array list, when to use the, we should use the array, right? We cannot say that array list is dynamic, that's why we can use array, but sometimes there may be problem with the using array list, right? And what will be those problem, how to decide what to use and when to use and how to use, these three things we should know if you are going to programming, right? So let's start. This doc especially I prepared for you guys today only, so that after this session you can relate on these topics. See this figure, collection starts from here, right? Collection is basically interface, right? And you will see that, and top level in hierarchy, and collection has three things, set, list and queue, right? And stack is not mentioned here, but of course stack is in part of collection and library is present. In this figure I don't know how this is not present, I will add some new figure, but here collection has four things, set, list, queue and stack, right? So we will start from the array list today, array list, and then we'll more focus on the array list, then we'll focus on the hash set, and then implementing classes for the set, hash set, and then we'll see the queue and the stack. So we will more focus on these topics. Is it not visible to all? Okay, you're talking about this slide. Actually this is the document, this cannot be zoomed, let me try it. Okay, it zoomed. Okay, so we'll more focus on the these topics, right? So today we'll start with the array list, right? How to add element in array list, these things we'll see, declaring array list, adding elements to array list, getting particular index element, removing element, generics, like someone said that we cannot add the multiple data types in array, right? But if you want to restrict our array list storing multiple data types, we can do this by providing generics to it, right? And how to iterate over the array list means how to iterate the array list, and how to, just like we array have 5 elements, we are using for loop and for each loop here, right? So everything we will see in very deep, and how should we select between the array and array list at the time of programming, that today what to use as per the requirement, we will see that. Okay, so first let's start from the array list. Okay, this is here. See, array list. Now need to more focus here, and I am sorry for this bad handwriting. See, you have array, right? Now why we need of the array list if we have array? Because array stores the elements, right? Suppose I said that store the, that's why I say that please join on time, where people keep disturbing at coming this way, right? So I'll request everybody please join on time, so that we should not disturb our class that's going on, right? Because I have to confirm you in between also. So please everybody please try to join. Our class time is 4 p.m. from tomorrow. Today I had some urgent work, that's why timing was late, otherwise I had to cancel this, but I didn't wanted to cancel it, that's why please join on time, right? Suppose class timing is 4, to keep joining and start joining 3:45. so that we can start on 4, right? Because time is decided that this in this timeline I have to complete this course, right? Because there is time limits, right? And time is equals to of course money for you, for me, for everyone. So if you'll waste your time, so it will be your loss, right? So that's why please join on time. More time I will have, more explanation I can give to you, right? See, array, we have array, right? We have array. Then why we go for the array list? What was the drawbacks of array that programmers has to decide to implement something new? Because array came first, array list, and the dynamic collections came later. So what programmers thought to research on the some new concept like array list or collections? Why programmers need to thought of that? Because of below points. What are these points? See, if someone said I will start from a flow that interviewer can ask you, right? Suppose you answered because array can store only homogeneous data type. Now let me explain this word homogeneous. Means single data type array can store. Okay, this is correct. But next question will be coming. What? First let me write homogeneous array, right? If I said that array can store int arr new int 5, I reply to interviewer array can store only homogeneous data type, that's why but array list can store heterogeneous data type, means multiple data types array list can store, right? So next question will be coming from the interviewer. Suppose I have to store a student name and roll number. So we can do this string roll so name, and this is like roll, right? And name is equal to new string. Is it incorrect? No, it is correct. Then why we should not go for that? Then what will you reply? See, you have to use one loop for iteration of this, and you have to use one more loop for iteration of this. Then what will happen? You have to iterate over two loops, right? And suppose in your college or your university you have 5 lakh students, so two loops will run 10 lakhs times, right? It will be slow down your execution, right? This is answer for that. This is one of the answer for that. Second, suppose you said that array is static in nature, means in runtime you cannot provide memory. Array is limited in size, like here I have declared size 5, so we cannot store 6 elements, we can store only 5 elements, right? You answered this. Okay, this is correct answer, and no one will argument with in this answer. Then comes then there may be more points, but first let's come to array list, right? Array list. To overcome this situation, this first situation, we have array list. Now array list now array list can store heterogeneous data type, means arr dot add, if you will add 10 as a roll number, this will be stored. If you will add arr dot add Vandan as a name string, it will also store this. Here you don't have problem for that, right? And if I talk about the size, then array list in dynamic in nature, dynamic in nature. Okay, so I will not go to that much deeper today. Let's understand these topics. So it also have some size, and after reaching to this size, array list automatically increases size by 10. I will not talk about today that point, but when we will seeing the vector, then we'll so surely see that, right. So here array list is dynamic in nature. Suppose you want to add as many as you can add, but now it's come to your project. When you will decide, and how will you decide that in this place you have to use array and in this place you have to use array list? How will you decide? See, for that you have one answer should be prepared every time, right. Because in live projects, if somebody is seriously interviewing to work on a live project, then this question might be coming, right, sometimes. See, how will you decide? You here you should use array and here you should use array list, right. See, what happens with array list? You need to understand one concept first. Suppose I have a array list student type. Array list, as we said that array list is collection of objects, student. This is a class. You can declare a class type array list also, right, and is equal to new array list. Okay, you have declared here. You will add some student, sc dot add student 1. I will come to these points later. Student add student 2, right, and let declare a simple array list, right. Array list AR is equal to new array list, right, and you have added AR dot add 10 one roll number, AR dot add second roll number, AR dot add third roll number. Suppose 100 roll number, 100 students, 100 roll number. Suppose, okay, suppose 100 students are there and you have stored 100 roll numbers here, right. Tomorrow one more students come, one more student comes, then what will you do? You will add one more student roll number here, and you will write this line ARR add. This will be dynamic in programming. You need not to write. This will automatically happen, right. Once you will go give from the UI part, and this will be created automatically, right. So you need not to care out, but this line will be running in background, right. I have talked about you the abstraction, what is abstraction. So this line will be running over there, right. So this new student added. Now what will happen? For adding one student, listen carefully, right. For adding one student, this 100 students array list will be first copied to a new array list. In background, compiler will do one thing. It will copy all this data to a new array list. All 100 students will be copied to one new array list, right. And after copying this 100 previous students into new array list, this one will be added, means now number is 101, right, and the previous array list will be available for garbage collection, right. This is about one. This is about 100 students are there, and this is done. Suppose there are 1000 students, suppose there are 10,000 students, suppose there are 1 lakh students in university, then what will happen? this array list will be first copied to new array list, right, and new student will be added then, right. 1 lakh one student is there, and for that 1 lakh was copied to a new and then one was added, and then what will happen, this will be available for garbage collection. So this much will happen in background. So what it will do, it will slow down your execution, right, it will slow down the execution of the system, right. Suppose in a university there are 10 lakhs students, so 10 lakhs data will be copied to new array list, and new one student will be added, and then previous will be available for garbage collection, right. So using array list slow down the execution flow of the program, which is the problem, which is the performance problem, right. So if your system performance will not, suppose if you put username and password in Facebook and it takes 5 minutes to log in, will you ever use Facebook? No, you will not use Facebook, because just because of time it saves, just because interface it provides, connectivity it provides, the features the Facebook provides, we are using the Facebook, right. Suppose messenger calling takes, here I said something and messenger calling is getting that after 30 seconds, will you ever call on messenger? No, you will simply phone call then, right. So see, that's why if performance is not there, you will not prefer any tool, you will not prefer any website, right. So that's why where the performance is key point for your project, you should use array instead of array list, right. But right, so remember this point, and simply if interviewer ask when to use the array list and when to use the array, don't start with this theory, don't start saying that sir this is the story I want to tell you, and you take 7 to 10 minutes explaining him just like I am explaining to you. Simply you say that array list causes performance problem in our system, right. So where the performance is key point for a system, we should go for array. Now if he asks that how it will cause performance problem, then you need to explain, right. So this is about the array list, but simple. Where the point, what is the problem with the array then, right. If array list has so much problems, then why not go for array? See, array always consumes memory, right. Like if we have to store 1 lakh student, then will I declare integer a is equal to new, suppose student this is right, st is equal to new st, and here I have given size 1 lakh, right. So suppose only 500 students in my university, then this much memory was wasted. So based on certain requirements, based on memory that your client is providing to you, you need to really program very well, right. But frankly speaking, these problems will never be coming in your Selenium, right, because Selenium never consumes memory, right. It just run scripts on the picture, but of course being a Selenium developer, interviewer will expecting us Java knowledge, that's why I have explained this point over here. But interview point of view, it's more important, but this is more no more related to your need in Selenium, right. But of course 90% times this is needed to in interviews. Okay, so why my mouse is not working? Okay, it's working. Okay, so this is about some brief about the array and array list. Okay, when to use array and when to, I hope this is clear to all. Okay, so now we'll start with the using how to use. This is important point for you, and this is important point for you guys to remember, right? So now we'll start with the array list. I hope that you are guys are sitting with your systems and the background theory, you understand why we need array list, right? And now one person answered that we can store heterogeneous data type in array list, right? So I just asked about collection, but he started from the array list. Doesn't matter, whatever you have idea you tried at least, but we can also restrict array list storing heterogeneous data types by providing generics to it, and we will see that today, right? Let's start with the array list. We will create new project. Collection tutorial. Okay, and here inside src I will create a package. Package is array list example. Okay, why I use this ex? Because array list is predefined class in Java, right? So if, okay, sorry, let me first small case to it, because package name should be in small letter as per the convention, right? And here by mistake you can do one thing, that you will go here new class and you will declare this class as array list, right? Even after knowing I have done it multiple times, right? And I was keep finding the error, but I was unable to fix it. Why this happened? Suppose I did it. Okay, and here if you forget to write main method here, just and this. Now if you will write here array list, which is predefined class in Java, right? So it will consider this as a array list, right? So it will thinking that you are trying to override the predefined class in Java, right? We can do this, right? Many developers do it as per their need. They modify some predefined classes in Java in their projects. Do you think that Facebook developers are using PHP? No, they have developed their own PHP, right? So that's why sometimes in large scale projects people do this, right? So if you will declare same name as the predefined name, then this will be causing you error and you will try to fix it. That's why this name should be always different that predefined classes available in Java. Okay, array list example. Let it be. We started recording, right? Okay. Right now I will declaring array list. Let's remove this. Array list and now you need to cross over mouse over here, import java.tutil package. Okay, now you can add elements in it. And how? There is add method, arr dot add, but remember what is saying object a. Array list, on array list, not only array list, even in everything in collections stores object. You can note down this point. When I will be going more deeper into the collections topic, you will understand why I am highlighting this point that this is storing object, because in array you can store only primitive data type. And what is the primitive data type? You are declaring integer type of array, right? How we will declaring the integer type of array? Like this: int student is equal to new int, and here you declaring size. So what is this? Integer. This is primitive type, and in array you can only store primitive types, but in array list you can store objects, right? And you cannot store primitive types, right? So this is about array list, right? In array you can store only primitive types. In array list you will be forced to store objects. And why I am saying this, you will get to understand. Add object. Object means object, like tomorrow we will declare a class and you can store a class inside array list. We will come to that, right? Suppose you 101 is the roll number of a student, and then store add a student name Vandan, right? Then arr dot add 102, and here arr dot add, and this is Sumit, right? So these two value these two value you stored in the array list, right? Now these two value I have stored in my array list. Okay, now the thing is that in array you simply iterate over the for loop and print that, right? But how will you do in array list? For each you will type like this. See, keep noting down all the points, right? In this array list you have integer added, you have string added, means you proved that you can store heterogeneous data types. You can note this point, right? This is one point, and on behalf of that, first let me print. So if I type FORE and control a space, then what it will do for you? It is telling you here, it will declare object class and the object for that, and then variable. Which variable this ARR is? This is array list object, right? And this will be iterating over the loop. See, before that let me first explain the for each loop to you. Let's comment this, okay, and here I will add one more row number, arr dot add dot add 103, okay, because I said that I will explain when we will start the collection, because it's about objects, right? Type FORECH, and then you need to write the type of this. So suppose I write integer here, right, and int a, and then I'll use this ARR. This will be giving me error surely, because you cannot say that this is type of, this array list can store the type of integer only. How will you decide that? Because this is a type of homogeneous. So this can be provided generics here, right? It will be a bit confusing. I will come to that point. First here let's write object.
Sir, what all things will come under object? Like hetero.
See,
int, string, all of them?
Yeah, of course. I will come to that point. Wait for some minutes.
Okay.
See, uh, object is actually the superclass of all Java classes, right? So note down one point. If you are not sure what will be your return type, right? What type of data you are storing, then here you need to declare object, right? What does it mean? Here this array list is not sure what type of data I am containing. Maybe I uncomment this, right? Now this array list is not sure that whether I have integer variables, whether I have string variables. This array list is not sure. That's why if you are not sure, then use the object, right? Object return type means it's the father. It can absorb anything, right? It can absorb a string, it can absorb the integer, float, double, anything, even class type also, right? Class type, suppose tomorrow I'll declare a student type of array list, right? Then it will absorb that also, object, because objects is father for all classes, right? So as of now, for understanding purpose of the for each loop, just understand what is that. You need to declare object and then variable for that. This can be anything like ob, right? Anything you want to declare, and this variable will be this array list object. Now I will print sysout ob. So internally what it will be doing? Internally, see, this array object, right? Array list object will copy first value to this ob variable, right? And after copying, it will come here and it will print first value 101, right? Then it will copy second value to it and it will print second value, this. Then it will copy third value to this variable and this print this third value, right? So one by one internally this for each loop will do for you, right? And you need not to take care of the size of the array list, right? Because in normal for loop you have to calculate the size first, run the loop less than one time, right? Like this. First let me run to first it printed 101, 102 and 103, 101, 102, 103 in an order that I have provided, right? It printed. Suppose I want to print this with the normal for loop. So what I have to do? First I have to declare a variable int I is equal to 0. How much time I want to run my loop? I should be less than arr dot size. Size method is present in array list to calculate size of array list. Let's see here. Arr array list object dot size method. This is already present in array list, right? And this will return you the size of array list. Let's print it inside system.out.println so that you can see size of array list, and here this error exists where, okay, let's comment this line and run this. See, size of array list is 3. I have not given space over here. If I will give this, space will be coming, right? So same here I will apply. Let's comment this line now. You understand how to calculate the size of array list. Now here I have I am running this array, this loop less than one time. Why? because execution is starting from 0, size is 3, so it will run for 0, 1 and 2 3 times, right? And here I will incrementing the I value, and this I will print. What I should print? Sys out, and you need to print arr dot get I will coming to this also. Let's comment this so that only this will be running. See, 101 it's printed, 102 it's printed, 103 it's printed, right? Now I will talk about the get I, how to get particular element. See, I will comparing it to array list. Int array a is equal to new int 5, and then this. Suppose I have to get second index value. So how I was doing in the array a 1, because 0 was first and first 1 was second index, right? So there were I was getting like this a0 comma a1, right? And similarly a2, right? This way we were getting the value, right? But in array list, if you have to get the particular index value, get method is there. You cannot write like arr0, right? You cannot write like arr0. Why you cannot like arr0? Because this is array list is a class, right? This is a class, and to get the value of any attribute of the class, any property of the class, you have written those things inside a method, and that method is actually get method. So if you want to, if I say that get this second index value, right? Get second index value means first and this second, right? It starts from 0 only. 0 is the first index, and the 1 is the second index, and second is the third actually this is the third second index, right? And third value may belonging it to second index, right? So and this first value will be belonging to 0 index, right? This is clear to all, I think that. So if I say that I want second value of any array list, then how will you get it? Arr dot get method you will use. Second value will be belonging to first index, right? So this get method is here, and if you want to print, just simply do that, and what it will print? 102. See, 102, right? So same thing I did here. What I did? 0, 1 and 2, this loop will run 3 times. First time for 0, 1 and 2, because what this will return? This will return the size, and what is the size? 3. It will return 3, so it should run less than 3, because 0, 1 and 2 are 3, right? So first time it will run for 0 index, and arr dot get 0 will get this value. Then second time I value plus plus, I value will be 1 from 0, and then it will arr dot get 1, so it will get this, and so on, right? So this way we will iterate over the array list with the using the for each loop and for loop both, right? So I have explained both. You can apply in your case both and try those, right? Now if I say that remove any element from the array list.
Sir, Vandan sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please tell me we are printing the element using get method. मतलब using get we are printing index wise data. Okay, so without get can we print the data?
See, suppose I print this.
Yes.
Let's remove other ones. This one, I am commenting this and run again. Not in this. In this case, if we'll do, then let's run it. It's comment this also, and simply do these things. This out ARR. You are saying this, right?
No sir, in for loop, using for loop, likewise a normal array में हम कैसे print करते थे? In normal array
See, okay,
we are using
I
for
got it.
loop.
Okay, okay. Let's do it. But before doing it, I want to do this so that you can understand why I am not doing this. See what this variable contains. This variable contains 101, 102, 103. This variable contains, or actually not variable, this object contains 101, 102, 103, all these three values. If I print this, right, let me first comment these three lines and then you will get to know. Doesn't matter we are doing it here or there. See, this variable printed all these three values, and wherever you find this brackets, this big bracket, that means that that is the object, right? So it is printing whole object, right? And if same object I will print 3 times, let me do it now. Let's comment this line. If same object I will run on this loop, this object will print 3 times, not the values will be printed in 3 times, right?
Yes sir, I got it. I got it.
Okay. So, but I want values, not the objects, right? Same object printed. We need to understand all these points, but as per the,
Because it is not normal array, it's a array, we are using it for the object concept. Okay, the previous part that we have learned, it is for primitive data type. Okay.
what I said
Okay, okay.
at the beginning, this is
Yes.
adding object, right? So inside this object all these values getting added. So that's why if I said that previously also, air dot add, what this is written object, not the value, right? Now here if I want to add arr dot add, and here I will add this Sumit, right, and I will run this. Will it print Sumit also? Yes, it will print Sumit also inside object, right? Now let's go to our back I, right, and if I'll run this, all 4 values will be printed: 101, 102, 103 and Sumit, because 4 values I added here. Now now Bipin or maybe someone else said that in the array we can store the only homogeneous data type. So sometimes requirement comes with the dynamic memories also, where you need to allocate memory on runtime. Requirement comes that this should not add other data types, this should add only this single data type, but that should be dynamic. In that case, and you will not decide, your manager, your team lead will say that we have to implement this. So if you don't know how to do it, then you cannot implement that you based on, because developer may ask technical ways only, right? The BA will communicate in you with the technical way only, right? Like same way he will not communicate like he communicates with the client, right? So he will say that in this, because same if I say to you that store the phone numbers over here, right, will string should be allowed there? No, right? And you don't know what how many people are coming and how many data you will store there, right? How many people are coming, because suppose you have a requirement that in Excel sheet hundreds roll number are saved and you need to validate in your form that all 100 mobile numbers are matching with your database, right? Means all are correct. This is one test case that you have to validate, right? So how will you do that? You will keep getting all the data from the Excel sheet one by one. You will getting all the mobile numbers from Excel sheet and keep matching with all roll numbers with your database, right? For that you have to declare array list, because you don't know, maybe tomorrow thousands of mobile number will be coming, right? Today 100 only, tomorrow 1000 mobile numbers. So will you declare array for that? You will declare array list for that, for storing your roll numbers, then using data provider annotations, and then Excel sheet concept over the Selenium, right? And then you will validate that test case. But in that case you should validate that only integer values are allowed here, right? Because mobile numbers will not be in form of string. Then you have to declare this, because if that is there, that means defect was in your form and someone filled the string just to make the nonsense, right? To you these things, right? So here you need to declare like integer, right? So that, and see, I have given just an example. In database also a mobile number will be stored in the form of the varchar, and in the Excel sheet also it will be stored as a string format. I just given you as an example, don't relate it, but I was just trying to give, because if your integer cannot store 10 digits whole number, right? If you know Java, that, but nobody asked the same question. That's why you are saying that, but this is same thing is not here, right? So see, now if I have generics provided here integer, then error instantly came here. The method add integer in the type of array integer is not applicable for type string, right? It means you have provided generics over here, right? So this string value will be not allowed then, right? If you give here string, right, now these three values are getting errors. The method integer string is type of array listing not applicable for argument int, right? So this is all about array list, right? I will remove this, not remove this, I will copy this line and paste here so that you can refer later also. Okay, so how to remove this error? Just remove this. Interesting. Now let me see any point if left. Declaring array list, adding elements, getting particular done, removing not done, generics, printing full done, removing array list, right? A simple remove method is here. Suppose I said that remove this Sumit from here, so error dot remove, and Sumit is in what index? Sumit is in currently 0, 1, 2 and third index, but in normal programming this value will be not hard coded. If I will say that you have array list and you have to delete Vandan string value from here, so you need to search, proper search, match, run a loop and use string methods, dot equals to, compare the values and then remove, right? This is normal flow, but but those are logical parts. Already many assignments given, so expected from you to complete this assignment also. So 0 1 2 3 third index, right? So now if I print my list, then Sumit will not be printed, right? 101 102, and if I'll comment this line, then Sumit will be coming, because that will be not removed, right? Now let me check. Okay, array list generics, array list difference. These differences I already covered. So okay, so anybody has any doubt over here?
सर रिमूव का फिर से एक्सप्लेन करो ना प्लीज. कैन यू एक्सप्लेन द रिमूव फंक्शन अगेन प्लीज?
Okay, I will explain again, but I'll request you to ask in English only, not for me. I understand Hindi very well, but actually some people may be getting help if you ask in English. So they may be from South India, they may be from other countries, so they will understand your question, and if I'll explaining again, they will get they can relate then, right? So Meenal asked that can you explain this remove method again, right? So see, okay, then remove means if you want to delete any value from the array list, right, that you have added. I have added these values, right? Because tomorrow in my project there may be requirement of 100 roll numbers are here, right? And I have to match all the roll numbers, but Vandan roll number should not match from the database, because Vandan object was deleted from our database. He resigned from my company and he no more related to that. So whoever is actually working in my company, those mobile numbers should be matched, because currently what I did, I got the updated mobile numbers of all the employees, and now I want to map with the database that all are correct or not, right? So this is a simple test case, simple requirement that I want to automate, and in that case Bandhan mobile number should be removed from my updated sheet, right? So in that case I will keep matching from the Excel sheet, and suppose I found at third index, so simply I will remove here dot remove method and index. And how I will find the index, that's logic you have to make, right? I can guide you like this. See, this is your assignment. If you do this, then tomorrow you will getting more help on this, but you are expecting from me to write code here, then how will write other codes in the Selenium, right? So what is the requirement, because in runtime the situation comes and the requirement comes. See, you have you first you need to store. You guys can write down in your copy, right, because this slide will be deleted, right? So store 5 names, right? You need to declare string type of array list, 5 names in array list, right? Iterate all 5 using for each loop, and after iterating your assignment is remove, suppose Meenal name are this Meenal, Vaibhav, Bipin, Daud, someone is Daud here, and any other person, right? And I want to remove this Bipin, right? So I will not do like this, that Meenal is on 0 index 1 and count this and remove second, and this is actually hard coding. Tomorrow Bipin may be in 4th place, then what will happen, right? So in that case what you need to do, you need to first search Bipin in your array list, search Bipin in your array list, and after searching Bipin in your array list, remove. And how will you search? You, when you will iterate over the array list, means for loop, using for loop, when you will be iterating, then you will be getting Bipin sometime. So you will store Bipin in string variable like this: string name is equal to Bipin, and you will keep matching every value with this string name. Once this name will be matched, and how will you match? Using dot equals method, because string will be compared by using dot equals, and if you want to use this equals ignore case, you can use it, right? So once you will be matching this value will be matched, you need to remove this from array list, and rest will be fine, right? So this is your assignment. I hope you got it. A simple assignment, right? And you need to,
Sir, what if we want to remove multiple elements? This is a single element. Okay, we are going to remove. So for that, we are using for loop to remove multiple elements.
you want to remove multiple elements,
Yes,
then
sir.
see, in that case you need to decide how many elements are there. Suppose there are 3 elements, right? So you will store those 3 elements in array, right? And one by one from array you will be matching. Once it will be removed, once first value is removed, then you will change next value in array, and then next value will be matching to every array list element. See, same type of requirement will be coming in your project only, right? Thought process should be clear. How will you do that? Suppose two values only there, so you can declare two values, two primitive types over there, right? So try that at least. Do now start doing the coding. If you face the problem, then we will organize the doubt session for you, and
Yes,
me or Sumit will be clearing your doubt. But if these type of questions are coming, this means it's good, right? And and it's a good sign, because if you can think like this, then you can code, right? Anybody else?
Sir, I have a question. So, as we are learning Selenium and Java, so do we also should have some basic knowledge of database also? Will it be required for automation?
Actually, that's the part of your syllabus in Selenium. See, let me show you the syllabus. So
Okay.
some part will be covered. So don't expect much deeper on the SQL queries, right? But of course, database connectivity and some select and small queries are will cover that. Just because we want to explain that database part. So uh, let me show you the syllabus first.
Vandan sir, same question as Sparsh asked to you, that regarding database. Again, I have another question for that. Again, before automation, there was a part of manual testing. So do we cover manual testing also?
No, no, no. Manual testing is actually you have worked on manual testing, I hope.
No, sir, no, no. It's Sparsh, not me.
Okay, you have never worked on manual testing, right?
No, no, no.
But the
So I have only heard about that to for
see,
automation. There
whatever
should be a
requirement
little.
I told you previously, just like matching everything, and if I say that test this website, what will you test here? You say that if I am clicking on this link, that link is working or not, right? So manual testing is very easy, but some tools are there that you need to learn, like JMeter for performance testing, because 100 people coming at the same time on a website, but you can't be 100, right? You are single. I disconnected, I hope. So there is a tool which will create 100 dummy users and hit the dummy users same time in that website. So this is a tool. Jira for bug logging, bug tracking, there is a tool Jira, right? And many tools are available. You need to learn those tools, like of course SQL query is most important part for a tester, and if you want to go on automation, then this Selenium. So manual testing is just part of this, not part of this course, because we are not going too much deeper. But of course, if I have to automate something, then first I will explain you the requirement, the test case for that, and then I will automate that, right? So start thinking about testing a website, right? What is regression testing, what is sanity, what is smoke testing, what is retesting, what is the white box, black box testing, what is the actually decision table, right? So these things you need to explore from the Google. Many websites are available. Not visible, can you, if you want to remove multiple index value, same question I replied for Meenal. Can you share syllabus? See, this is syllabus. How can I share this in WhatsApp? I need to copy same syllabus in WhatsApp, and then many time I have shared you guys. Just copy this link. Who is it? This Prem Patnaik. See, this is the syllabus, right? And you can refer here something like database. Yeah, the performing database operation, connecting database, getting data from database, putting data into database, connecting database in all test cases. These simple things are part of this syllabus. Rest you can explore SQL queries, no one will stop you. Okay. What I did, before 1.5 month I started a SQL batch, right? Actually me and Sumit are working together, right? So I started a SQL batch and I collected the fees at least from 35 people paid off, right? And I started a batch, and in live session there was some problem came with the trainer that I hired, and he back off, right? That's why I don't prefer to go with the any other person, right? Because it defame us, right? So that's why SQL is not part of your syllabus, but of course we have some knowledge in SQL, right? So we'll surely helping you out, right? More than the requirement in your project will help, we can help you, right? But this is for the ArrayList topic today, and I'll stop here.